But if this audio sounds terrible, I apologize in advance. This is my first time doing a game review or even a YouTube video outside of streaming. I mainly stream. If you haven't met me before, hi, my name is Pike Midnight. And this is going to be my review on Star Fox, the remake, you know, Stairfax 64, I don't know. This is all unedited because one, I do not know how to edit at all. I'm a little old. And yeah, I'm just gonna go into it right now. This is mainly for people who need background noise and while they're doing the taxes. By the way, if you're doing your taxes right now, make sure you put the right number of dependents, otherwise you're not gonna get a good return. But anyway, if you need some background noise while you go ahead and do whatever it is that you're working on, yeah, I appreciate you using my voice. Again, if the audio sounds horrible, let me know. But let's just go into it. I don't really have this plan. I just have a couple things jotted down, and yeah, I'm just gonna give my thoughts on how everything is. The gameplay in the background is us streaming it, me and Zolobit. You can find it in the description of where we're streaming all the time on Twitch, but we post all the VODs on YouTube. But Star Fox, the remake, man. The first thing I have in my notes is it worth it? The answer is yes. If you haven't bought this game at all yet, I highly recommend it. Whether you're returning to the game as an old timer like me, or starting it new for the first time like Zolobit in the screen right there. This was her first time playing it, so us having a chance of from two different perspectives of someone who's old and someone who's new, we both had a great time with it. I think that if this is the direction that Nintendo's going to be going when it comes to actually remaking these old school games, especially with Ocarina of Time on the horizon at the date of this video, I'm all for it. I'm excited. It definitely gave me a great impression. I had that same great feeling playing this game again. Zolobit had a lot of fun too as a new timer to the Star Fox franchise in general. She had a lot of fun. We played it on co-op mode where I was the pilot, she was the driver, and yeah, it was a lot of fun though. And then I think my next notes right here is the graphics. My take on the graphics, as you can see in the gameplay right now, it's pretty stunning, man. It's a very spectacular game. I've noticed that with the cutscenes, they run, I believe, at 30 frames per second, but the cool thing is that it still looks phenomenal, but right when gameplay starts, it goes into solid 60, and my god, it just looks so good. It just looks so good. Everything about this game, when you're playing from Corneria and Sector Y, and especially Area 6, oh, it looks so phenomenal. Some of the places too, like Sector Y, like if you play the original Star Fox for all my old timers out there, you notice how everything was like all space and just all black? They revamped that like crazy. Sector Y is like this giant yellow void, and it just looks so cool and abandoned, like how the setting, what they did. Like, I feel like this is how we envisioned it as kids growing up, especially Sector Z. Oh my goodness. It's just, everything just looks so pretty. Shocking, right? I mean, we've seen the trailers. I'm pretty sure the people have seen some gameplay, but it can't go unnoticed. It can't go unappreciated. The graphics just look so phenomenal. I really got to give it to them, especially with the Switch 2. This is really showcasing what the Switch can do, especially for me when it runs at 60 frames and it looks that good. That's when it gets me all jittery. So again, like going back to like when Ocarina of Time, the remake's gonna come out. If this is the approach that they're doing, I'm all for it. I'm really hoping that they're gonna take the same approach and make it look gorgeous for Ocarina of Time. But I gotta give it to, I forgot who the name of the company who did the remake though. But my god, I'm looking at the gameplay right now that you're looking at as well too, and oh, it's just so good. There it is, right there. See that? See how it just goes into 60 frames per second, and then boom, we're just into it. It just looks incredible. This mission right here definitely was pretty interesting. And the cool thing too is like I just came back, I think maybe like a month or two of just replaying Star Fox 64 on the Nintendo Switch Online thingy, the N64, and I was going in just like, you know what, the game got announced, fuck it, let's replay it again, and I liked it. Star Fox 64 is still a phenomenal game. It's just fun, you know? Now, I'm not like all super high score crazy. I know how to do the hard routes, yada, yada, yada. But I usually go back to that game for comfort food. And it's just so fun. And even back then, it just had a good charm to the N64. So coming back to this and having the same gameplay and the same everything with these pretty graphics, to me, it makes me love the game even more. This would probably be my go-to version for me personally, especially with how really good this game is. You can tell it's my first YouTube video, as I'm just like struggling to get all my words though, but you know, this is an unedited take. We just gonna express how I feel and everything. It's background noise, so again, make sure you plug in the vacuum before you you know, start cleaning. Anyway, the next thing I have right here is the gameplay. Yeah, gameplay. The cool thing about it is it's 1-to-1 with the original Star 64. I know you heard that many times with a lot of people though, but yeah, like I gotta add to the noise. It is 1-to-1. It's just the same exact game, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I actually mean that in a good way, because for me, like I was saying, I went back to Star Fox 64 when the game got announced, and it's still a lot of fun. I know my favorite routes and my favorite planets that I like to go to and how I want to play it. So the fact that I can still do the same thing here in this updated version felt great. And we kind of did the route, is the gameplay with me and Zola bit. We kind of did the route I used to do when I was younger. We made a little detour because, you know, we didn't get an mission accomplished here, but going to Macbeth and shooting down all the switches and knowing where they are to kill the train driver early, or going to freaking Venom 2 when you fight Star Wolf, or Corneria too. Corneria's the first level is just always such a treat to go back to. It's the same gameplay as Star Fox 64, so I think it works in its benefit. Like I said earlier in this video, like if you're an old timer going back to that familiar comfort food, it's just a good time. You gotta take it for what it is. It's the same game, but in a good way. You go back to it and you're just having fun. You remember how it was when you were a kid, and I remember it made me feel like a kid too. But it's also got a lot for the new people as well. Like it's just perfect. You know, you see me and Zolba right there. She's the new generation. She's my niece. She's a lot younger, and this is her first time with Star Fox. She knew who Star Fox was, yada yada, through Smash Bros and a couple games, but she never actually took the time to play the Star Fox games. And then me as the old timer, I'm pushing fucking 32 at the time of this video, having that experience where it's her first time and me coming back, it was just a blast. And I wasn't spoiling nothing for her. I'll tell you one thing. I was like, oh, you're not ready for this part. Oh, this is great. And just having that co-op was just a lot of fun. And sticking to the gameplay, like I said earlier, we were playing on 2-player mode. So she was doing the mouse controls, as you can see in the video, how she was using the Joy-Con to like aim where we shoot, and all I was doing was the piloting. So I had to direct her of where to shoot, who she had to shoot, and I felt like she got more action. As you can see, she's like so focused. So she had to focus up. All I was doing is just driving and cruising around, having a good time, maybe dodging stuff. But when it came to bosses like this, Shogun Warlord, she was locked in. You know, this game is so great. I recommend it, especially if you have younger people or even someone who's new to the franchise. Put that MLG gamer side away, you know, and just have a good time, because this gameplay, it's what it is. It's just a good time. Now, I also did a couple of routes by myself solo playing, and yeah, it's like I said, it's the same exact game from Star Fox 64. It's just so much fun. I just had a lot of fun with it. You know, it's just there's not really much to say. If you play Star Fox 64, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But if you haven't, definitely play this with somebody. 2-player mode. It's a lot of fun when you work together. As you can see, we just took out that guy. Eat shit. A little first-person action too. But yeah. But you know, gameplay is great. A lot of fun for old timers. Great for the new people. Let's go ahead and move on. As good as the old. Ooh, yeah, I don't even know why I wrote this. As good as the old. I think it's as good as the old version, but a little bit better. I think you get more here. With the old version, you get the campaign and you get the, you know, the good old rail shooting, as well a little bit of the multiplayer too. It's a phenomenal game, but this is where I see a lot of divide with people as well too. Some people say, oh, why would you go back? Oh, why would you go to this game when you can just play the original? There's missing this, it's missing that. But to me, I didn't really feel that way. Through my perspective playing this game, and I played a crap ton of Star Fox 64 even recently when a game got announced, like I said earlier, I feel like this is the better version to go to. The music is phenomenal, it looks fantastic, gameplay still 1-to-1, even the characters are great too, and the character designs, we'll get into that too. I have that as my next thing though. Everything just looks prettier, shinier, more fun. And I think what the one thing that this one has over the other one is, besides all the cosmetic stuff, is the multiplayer. Now, it doesn't have local multiplayer, but it has online multiplayer with a cool battle arena. There's game modes, 4v4. You can play online with up to 8 people. I like that kind of stuff. I messed around with it a little bit, but I need to put more time into to see if I can like really get into it. Now I know there's gonna be a lot of people saying, oh, I can't wait to get into this super competitively. Like I don't think it's a competitive game. I think it's just for fun, you know, for shits and giggles. But it is a better multiplayer than the original Star Fox 64's multiplayer. Granted, the only thing the original has better than the new one is that it has local. And I actually finally got to experience 4-player local multiplayer on Star Fox 64 a couple weeks ago with my family. Shit's fucking fun, man. God, I cannot believe I missed out on that. But yeah, nonetheless, it's still a good time. I gotta make sure my music's not too loud. I'll be pissed if the music is louder than me. But yeah, man, I think it's better than the original. If you want to go into this, let's say, I know there's probably somebody watching this and I was like, this guy's just rambling on. Like, my first video, man. I'm just giving my thoughts, you know. I'm bored. There's nothing to go on right now. I'm just here by myself at the house. I already did my job today. I got home from work. What do you expect? I'm kidding. Next point I have here is voice acting. Okay, this is where I got to give my 2 cents on, and I think a lot of people agree with it too, so I'm probably just beating a dead horse, but screw it. I'm just going to say what I want to say on it. The voice acting, it really is a hit or miss. It really is. Fox, Falco, they sound great. They sound just like how they normally would, with a little bit of spunk. We'll get into that. I think Slippy sounds great. They made him less annoying and made him more charming in a way. I like his dialogue. A very charming character. He's funny. Even Zolobit, as a noob timer, she really likes Slippy. That was like her favorite character when I asked her to. He's just a funny little guy, very sweet. I think they did Peppy good. They're still keeping that Western accent, you know, that wise guy and everything, talk like this, you know, like. And I think they still did a good job with him. He sounds good, a little bit close to the original, but has his own flair. But man, dude, the bosses in every stage. This is where it gets me so, like, one of the things that you hear a lot of people when talking about this game when it comes to the voice acting is, oh, I like how corny and over the top it is. And they're right. I love how corny and over the top the bosses act in the original game. And this game, yeah, I gotta agree with everybody. They just sound like they're just reading a script. There's no flair. There's no pizzazz, you know? Like the original. Okay, excuse me if you blow your eardrums. So if I can't remember. Remember the asteroid field, the monkey who like talks like this. I cannot allow you to leave. Like, I can't believe I lost to this scum. Like that guy. He talks so normal. Like, I cannot allow you to leave. I can't believe I lost to this scum. You know? Oh, the train driver and Macbeth. Oh my God. I don't know what they did to him. He was like one of my favorite voice actors in the original too. Step on the gas. No, hit the brakes. I can't stop it. And then now he's like, hit the brakes. I can't stop it. Like he talks like he's has a freaking sore throat. And then, oh yeah, the first guy, and Corneria, when you go through like all the loops with Falco and you fight that one guy, the crocodile, like when he sounded in the 64, he was like, oh, someone wants to play. You'll never defeat Andros. Now he just sounds like, you'll never defeat Andros. Oh, someone wants to play. What? Like, what did they do? And that's like the running theme for like all the bosses. They just sound so normal. Like, I bet you and me watching this video, we can give our resumes to Nintendo and we can get in the next Star Fox remake for Star Fox Adventures. And me and you watching the video would do a fantastic job voice acting that. You know? At least I know you would put a lot more pizzazz. I don't know about me, but you watching the video, I know you would do a fantastic job. That's how low these guys set the bar, and I need you to raise the bar super high, because I know you can do a good job. But that's just the bosses. For the Star Fox team, in depth on Fox and Falco, I like Fox. He sounds cool. That's it. He just sounds cool. Falco, he still kind of holds that same personality, sounds cool, but you can tell he's a little toned down. Like, it's weird. And then Slippy sounds very, very charming. Peppy, old Western wise guy, I said all this before. Star Wolf. Wolf sounds cool. I feel like he needed a little bit more oomph in some dialogues and some things that he said, but overall he still kind of like sounded more serious. Leon, Now, this one was a little bit weird because I always liked the deep voice, Leon. Oh, that guy, you know, in Star Fox 64, the chameleon guy. I like when he had a deep voice. And Star Fox Assault gave him that scrunchy voice who talks like this, you know? that was always weird to me. I never liked that version of Leon. And in this version, they keep him having to talk like this. You know, sounds stupid. But for some reason, it works. I don't know, it's like, I feel like that's the voice they wanted him to have, the chameleon guy, Leon. They wanted him to have that scrunchy voice, and for some reason, the Star Fox remake, it works. It really works. I liked it, you know? Andrew sounds a little bit more better. He always sounded so funny in the Star Fox 64, not bad, and sounded so forgettable in Star Fox Assault, you know? Uncle Andrew! You know, like, it's so stupid. And this one, he sounds a little bit more, like, uptight, more preppy, more like royalty, like you know, like he's better than everyone because he's like the nephew of Andros. Like, I like what they did with him. He sounds cool. Pigma sounds great. I like what they did with Pigma, man. An old guy who was there from the beginning with Star Fox with James and like that. Very scummy in his voice. When he dies in Venom 2, like you could tell the voice actor actually like made him sound like pissed, like, oh my god, my beautiful rule, you know? He sounded great. I really think Pigma sounded cool with that deeper voice. Going back to Star Fox 64, yeah, it kind of makes sense why he would have a high squeaky voice because he's a pig, but I like how they made him more run down degenerate in this version. He sounds really good. And then Cat was just like there. They made her less more feminine, what I think is a good thing because I played the remake, no, the original. And yeah, she kind of like sounded like a stereotypical girly girl. Oh, I can kiss you for that. Now she seems more like a badass pilot, you know? She seems more cool. I kind of like Cat in a good way. Bill, he doesn't have that yeehaw country accent like he used to in the original. How did Slippy die? I'm looking at the gameplay. What the fuck? And there's Bill right there. He did a good job. The voice actor for Bill did pretty good. Andros sounded so crazy. I gotta give it to the person who did Andros's voice acting. That guy put a really good performance. I honestly felt scared fighting Andros. Like, you could tell that guy was having a good time, especially when he was blowing himself up at the end. Spoiler, by the way. So sorry. I mean, it's an old game. It's been out longer than I've been alive. But yeah, Andros dies. Whoa! And when he's dying, he sounds crazy scary. But yeah, no, the voice acting, hit or miss. Main cast, a lot of good changes though. Oh, before I move on, Fox and Falco. Let me go ahead and touch up on those two characters, especially on their personalities. Fox's personality has definitely changed. You know, in the first 64, he was kind of like the standard cool, generic. I'll do my best, General. I am a cool leader. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, he sounded great, but they gave him a little bit more personality in this one. In this one, he's still a very good leader. He knows what he's doing. He's very strong, very smart, and confident. But he's got a little bit of cockiness to him, and he has a little bit more of a money agenda. Like, he's always pestering General Pepper about like, oh, my team's ready to help out for a price. You know, like you can tell like he cares a little bit more about money. You know, he cares more about doing contracts rather than living up to his dad's name and everything. But you know, when it comes down to his team, you can tell that his team respects him. Well, not Falco at first, but his teams respect him, and he earns that respect. You can tell the voice actor gave that little bit of edge, a little bit of cockiness on Fox, but when it came down to serious moments, that's when he really shined. I was like, oh, okay, that's Fox. As for Falco, he's still cocky, but not as like over the top as he was in 64. They slightly toned him down, but what I like about what they did with Falco is that he sounds cocky, but he backs it up. Everything he says, he backs it up. He knows he's a good pilot. He knows what he's worth. He knows that he's a good asset to the team. So he's not just some dumb hothead. Like, everything he says, he backs it up completely in game, especially when your own personal playthrough. Look, there he is. Look at that awesome guy. This guy was the MVP in this playthrough, by the way. Falco earns all the shit talk that he does in this game. I like what they did with Falco. Still cocky, but he backs it up. Well, on the first one, he kind of like, you know, was a little too cocky. But I like what they did with Fox and Falco. Slight little changes to their personalities, but in a good way. They kind of added more to it, you know? De-fluffed them and put in some good, fresh stuff. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Okay, my next thing in my notes is the story better? So it's pretty much the same story, but obviously with the new game, there's more cutscenes, a little bit more depth, and I think this works as a strong suit for new players. Now, as for an old player, you're like, it depends, because I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews on people who are like, you know, old to the game, like, oh, it's just padding. Why would they even have this stuff and blah, 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 that. I'm like, well, from someone who's like casual but played the old games, from my perspective, I kind of like seeing the extra storytelling of why they're going here, what's the point of that. And the cool thing too, like, let's say you actually get a mission accomplished and you have a choice to pick where you want to go. Should I go to this planet or this planet? They actually have unique cutscenes showcase like, hey, you Star Fox, you guys should go here. And then Slippy or Peppy will be like, yeah, that's a good idea, but hey, we should check out here instead. Falco will be like, nah, we gotta go here instead, and blah 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 blah. That I'm paraphrasing, of course. And yeah, it's cool. I kind of like the little dynamic of like, oh shit, they know that we have options to go, and there's a reason why we're going here. And for old players, they, like I said, they see that as extra padding. But for like casual people like me, I think it's cool. I'm like, I like seeing the extra context. Now, for new players, especially if you're thinking about getting this game for yourself or getting your kid or your younger niece or nephew along for the ride, this is phenomenal. Having all that extra dialogue, especially with the new generation where they're used to video games and having all these really good stories, having these extra story cutscenes explaining what's going on will definitely get them up to speed. Oh, okay, why are we going here? What's the point of doing this? Who's Andros? What's this planet? Why are we on this planet? What the heck is that monster? The cutscenes help new fans tremendously. And when it came to Zolobit, she was like, oh, okay, that's why we're going here. And oh my god, I'm just looking at the gameplay. We're on Solar right now. Screw this level. It's so hard. If you're paying attention to the camera, you can see us getting frustrated. I think we died like 4 times here. But it was cool because the only reason why we came here is because the unique cutscene where it's showcasing us 2 different places. Yeah, this is the place that Zolobit wanted to go. She was like, oh, we should go to Macbeth. We should go to I can't even remember like example. We should go to Macbeth, but I kind of want to go to Solar because I want to see what the bioweapon is. I was like, hey, it's your playthrough, kiddo. If the cutscene helped you, we'll go to Solar. And yeah, I think the story is a lot more better. It's more expressed in a way. Of course, they also have that opening cutscene where they showcase what actually happened in Fox's dad. What did Pigma do? I think that's great. And yeah, man, I honestly think the story is improved more. It just showcases a lot what they couldn't show in the original. And for new players, I think that's great. It's going to make them more Star Fox fans. And then for old-timers, casuals like me, it's just nice seeing the context. Like, I know what the hell's going on, but it's cool seeing extra context. And then, I guess lastly I have here is the multiplayer. Yeah, is the multiplayer good? So, I finally had the luxury of playing Star Fox 64's in multiplayer, like I said earlier in the video, with my family, 4-player. And let me tell you, that shit was wild. I loved it. It was so fun. I wish I was a college kid back in the 90s playing with my homies in the dorm. I didn't get that. I was a little too young around that time, but I'm old now, so I'm glad that I was able to experience that. And Star Fox 64 multiplayer was a lot of fun. Just 4-player goofing around. Now, we're in the new age. More local plays, very irrelevant now, which sucks. But they don't really focus it as hard as they want anymore. But yeah, they have online multiplayer for this game, and the cool thing is that the online multiplayer, it's its own unique mode with battle arenas. There's like capture the flag zones and stuff like that, and like deliver the cargo missions. It's 4v4. You're playing with random people, which is kind of cool, and I kind of like it. You get to choose which pilot you want to be, and it has like built-in communications things like, hey, let's group up. Hey, attack the objective. Hey, assist me. And the cool thing is when you use those pings, it actually brings up like the Star Fox character, like in the story mode, and they'll actually say, all right, team, let's go for the objective. I can use some backup here. And it kind of feels like you picked that character just for like the flair of dialogue. But it's cool, you know, especially when you're on Team Wolf team, because it's Team Star Fox versus Team Star Wolf. You get to pick between Wolf, Andrew, Leon, and Pigma. And it's cool when you pick one of those characters, you actually feel like you're those characters when you use the in-game communication. But it's Nintendo multiplayer. It's not to be taken too serious. I'm sure that there's a lot of depth to it when it comes to like maneuvering your plane and you got to shoot other people. And I bet it could get really cool though. As far as competitive wise, I don't really give a shit. I'll be honest. I don't care to get to that level of depth. I'm sure there's gonna be some people saying, "Oh, we got to set up tournaments for this stuff," and blah blah blah. Good for them, man. I played a couple rounds of it. I thought it was fun, but I think it's more fun with people. For me personally, it's not enough to hold my attention unless I had people to play with. And when it comes to like Nintendo games, I don't really know that many people. Who knows? Maybe Zolobit just got her own Nintendo Switch, so maybe we'll be able to play more Star Fox multiplayer because I know she had a lot of fun with it. But don't let my experience ruin it. It's multiplayer is great. It's fun. It's just a fun time. I think you get a lot of mileage just from the multiplayer itself too, especially into those pilot games. There's a lot of pilot games where you do dogfights and everything, and I think Star Fox Remake definitely delivers on it. But yeah, I kind of went through all my notes, and that's pretty much everything I got to say about it. Guess recap would be, is Star Fox 64, back to the first question, worth it? No, not 64. Sorry. Is Star Fox Remake worth it? Yes, I definitely think it is. Guys, I guess we'll summarize the whole thing. Is like I said, if you got new people you want to play with it, like you have a niece or nephew, and you want them to experience Star Fox and be a Star Fox fan, this is the game to do it. This is definitely a new way to retell a classic for a new generation, and I think Nintendo really succeeded in that. It definitely is going to create a lot of new Star Fox fans, and you can tell that they're having fun with it. And as for the old timers, on our way, we're on our way out. We're getting old. I'm in my 30s now, and a lot of you probably watching this video might be in your 30s or even late 20s. Our childhood's starting to get older and older. So knowing that Nintendo is starting to remake these classic games, like full-on remakes, gives me hope for new games that are going to be remade, like Ocarina of Time. If this is how it's going, the approach and seriousness they're going to take it, I'm all for it. I'm excited because they made this game truly incredible, and seeing it like remade like this was definitely worth the wait, and I had a lot of fun with it. So who knows, Mario 64 remake, that'd be amazing. Going to Sega, if you want to remake some games, Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 remake. But if you do, I know I'm going off a tangent here, if you do remake those games, Sega, you better not change the dialogue. You can hire new voice actors for the characters, because obviously they're old, but you better not change their personalities. I swear to God, if you Flanderize Amy again, sorry, that's for another video if I decide to talk about that though. But yeah, Star Fox Remake, fantastic game. Go buy it. A lot of fun. I guess I'll catch you guys later. Bye. How do you end this? Oh, okay.